This story is hilarious, and I hope that years and years from now, when people are talking about the absolute shit show that was Donald Trump's second term in office, this is one of the prime stories that they reference as an example. So this is Christopher Wray, head of the FBI, appointed by Donald Trump during his first term. And when Joe Biden won the election in 2020, Christopher Wray stayed on as the director of the FBI, because most people who get elected president don't fire people just because they were appointed by the last guy. If you're doing your job, you get to stay. And Christopher Wray was doing his job. Therein lies the problem, because part of his job was investigating and prosecuting January 6ers. So that's why Donald Trump was out here saying, oh, the FBI, Biden's FBI. So when he took office, he made it clear that he was going to fire this guy, the guy he appointed. And Chris Wray was like, yeah, I'm not sticking around for that. Deuces, and resigned. Now, we all know who Donald Trump wants to be his new FBI director. That would be Kash Patel. This is not a photoshopped image, by the way. This is a real picture of him. The same guy who received $5 million in stock from Chinese e-commerce giant Shein, which he claims was for consulting. Those were consulting fees because a clothing company out of China needed this guy to consult on fashion, I guess. But we'll set that aside. Until they can get him in, they have to have an interim director of the FBI. And by all accounts, they selected this guy, Robert Kissane. He was to be the director, with the deputy director being one Brian Driscoll, or as he's known by colleagues at the FBI, by the nickname The Driz. So Driscoll's the deputy director, Kissane is the director. And then they went to set up the website. And whoever was building the website accidentally listed Driscoll as the director of the FBI and Kissane as the deputy director. And then, instead of correcting it, they just left it. And I don't just mean they left it on the website, but he's the director. No, they left those positions as well. So he is now the deputy director, and the Driz is now the director of the FBI. And it's not like he's a janitor who they made the director. Like, he's very qualified. But they just didn't want to admit they'd made a mistake. So they left it, figuring it's not going to be a big deal. Only here's the thing. Remember, Donald Trump wants anyone at the FBI who worked on the January 6 cases to be gone. So he's demanded a list of names. And guess what? The Driz doesn't want to give it. He's saying, no, everybody here just did their job. You guys did nothing wrong by working on those cases. And he is fighting to protect his colleagues, which has made him an absolute darling at the FBI, including people sharing AI-generated memes about him. What would Driz do is one of them, and perhaps my favorite, Saint Driz. Like, literally, they screwed up just on a website design. It's like a few clicks to fix, and they were like, we can't admit we did something wrong. We're not going to do that. Just leave it. It's fine. And now it's quite literally biting them in the ass. And this will never not be funny to me.